think we need to have like a IG88 interview, don't you think, Drizzlet? Ugly. Oh, did we just
Okay,
scare them all off? Fuck. Sorry.
Oh, there
it's
you go. We could hear
well,
that. Hey.
been a while since I got rugged like 3, 4 times right off the bat.
What
Was
happened?
jumping between the old. I'm not sure. It's just a Discord thing. I was jumping between the phone where it looked like I was connected because it had the little talking circles. And then I didn't get any feedback when I was asking if you could hear me, so I thought maybe not. So I busted out the old iPad and jumped over there. Did a couple back and forths, but it still wasn't working. It just maybe it was the third time was a charm. But stoked to be back on Easy's Corner with y'all. Feels like it's been forever. Although
Absolutely.
it was awesome, really awesome getting to hang in person at Rizzle Fest with both of you, with Elbow that's down in the audience there as well. So yeah, that was, man, just what a freaking incredible time.
Epic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was epic.
yeah,
I've had some really good talks with Kane since, and it's interesting how Kane's really good with words and stuff, probably better than I am, but he was definitely saying it's like, when we make fun of like corporate CEO guys with like their corporate retreat massages on the Riviera thing. Like that's kind of what it was. It was like a corporate retreat for like creators in a lot of ways, which is why it felt like we were there a really long time.
Yeah.
Whereas,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it did. It was so comfortable, and the pace of things was just really nice. I think this time to where yeah, you didn't feel rushed to go do the next thing. It did feel like we got like a solid chunk of time together. And yeah, it's like the non-corporate corporate retreat or the non it's like a non-conference mini conference or yeah, it's like so many other things. Yet nearly the polar opposite of said things, which makes it very interesting.
I guess you had to be
Absolutely.
there.
Hello guys, how you doing?
Woohoo!
Happy to see you, everyone here.
Jose!
Hey, hey, hey! Happy to see you guys. How have
Adiwa!
been? Adiwa, adiwa,
Been
adiwa.
good.
It's been good in my side
Yeah,
too, guys.
nice. I was just saying it feels like it's been so long. It's only been a couple weeks, but yeah, it just feels like it's been forever since we've got together on the corner. Yeah, happy to be here. We were just talking about how great of a time we did have at the old Rizzle Fest, and yeah, it's gonna be incredible when we can get you up here for one of these as well. But good to hear that. I know you've been doing some extra work grinding on the old editing. I'm no stranger to it. I didn't do much professional editing, but when I was working in film and shooting a lot of my own stuff, I spent many hours at the old keyboard there. Oh, Louie, what up? Louie in the house.
Yo.
Yeah, I got some
But yeah,
audiovisual
how's that going?
edition. Yeah, I'm doing some audiovisual edition videos with Vanessa. We have like 5 days doing it. It's a short video, but we got a lot of challenges while doing it. Actually, I got the jig. I say like, yes, I'm your man, and then I figure out how to do the jig. So uh, it was a great opportunity, and we have been having good progress, and maybe we can open more work after this with video. So that's like my goal, and in the meantime, yeah, that was quite my week doing video edition and connecting with different projects on Web3 I'm looking to start collaborating on. What about you guys? How was Rizzlefest?
It was absolutely awesome. Incredible group of people, and like the activities that we did have were really fun. I think there was pretty high participation. It wasn't. It was a really pretty like casual pace, so that you didn't feel rushed or like you're missing one thing doing another. We did a couple of like kind of treasure hunts. It was really fun. Oh, I'll show in a minute. We put together fly frogs from 3D printed parts. In fact, I need to drop a message over in the Rizzlefest server because there were, I believe, 2 sets of glow in the dark eyes. Somehow I wound up with like 2 left eyes, I think. So someone out there has 2 right eyes, and we're gonna have to, I don't know, at the next like thing, meet up and swap eye for eye. We did, of course, I did my knife and axe throwing, the infamous basketball tournament that was super fun. Me and Kane and multiple other people too actually did announcing for the game, so commentary, and that was super fun. Kane performed from the top of the school bus, putting fireworks off behind him. Man, there were just so many great moments, and that's not even to mention all the awesome fireside chats, and it was really a great time to connect and definitely reconnect with people and connect with some newer peeps that maybe I've known in the space. Like Dragonate came. I'd never gotten to see Dragonate in person, so that's like 5 years or something of working together here in the Discords and finally getting to hang. Great meeting Chauncey. Who else was newcomers? It was an amazing time. I couldn't recommend it highly enough.
More highly. I mean, really.
More high.
And you know what? People are not quite as high as last year. I mean, it was ripping, but I mean, still, I mean, I was able to have much more lucid conversations this year. Sorry, but it was cool. I mean, I'm so happy I came, and just to be with everyone, and it's one of those moments where it's like, wow, man, I've known you guys for 3 years, or most of you for 3 years, and it's just like family, man. And so, yeah, I kicked the dumbass out of myself and came.
Yeah, good call. Good call. I know it was close. You were like, you made it by the skin of your teeth there, and me too, pretty much. I know a couple people were just like, kind of scrambling last minute to get there, but yeah, oh, so worth it.
Yeah, Louis wants to
Anybody
get
that
in
might
on
have
this
been on the
convo.
fence.
I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
if he's.
he said
I
he's gonna try and
invited him
jump up
up.
in a
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
He
some people were
I think he saw the
scrambling.
invite.
It's funny because yeah, Michelet and I, we showed up a day before. We actually went over to Nashville and walked down that main highway, that Broadway.
Broadway. Yep.
Yeah, the night before. So that was pretty cool. That was a much more chill way to like ease into it, right? That was
Nice,
fun.
yeah.
But I'd recommend. I do think I was telling Rizzle. I think next year we need to figure out like an organized specific day where it's like the day before, the day after, where it's like,
Yeah.
the plan is to like go
Totally.
hang out in Nashville,
Need to have a field trip.
right? Rizzlefest
Downtown
field trip. Get in the
And
bus and drive down. Yeah.
and like
That would
I
be
want to see like a jet ski day on the back end or something too.
Yes, sir.
Because that lake is so killer, so
Yep.
killer. I was a little jealous. You'd see the little group of like just a couple jet skis or whatever. But there might be 2-seaters, so it's like 4 or 6 people out there on the lake, just meow cruising by, cutting a big old turn. It's a massive lake. Like it
Yeah.
is. When you're out there on like a kayak, like you can't see even end to end or anything. It's pretty large,
Well,
large
it's a
and chubby.
spider web too. It's like every end that you might be looking at extends
Goes
twice as long in
way,
every
yeah,
direction. Yeah.
totally.
Yeah,
It's
Fellins and
so
I
yeah,
had
that
a
would be
lovely evening canoe trip into the middle of the lake. It was great.
Yeah, we did the
we.
perfect sunset cruise
Yeah.
after
Oh
everybody came
yeah,
in. Yeah. I mean, it was
you guys.
dark.
I
We
think you
technically
guys
got on the
were
beach.
right. You guys, I think, were coming down when we were coming back up from our little trip, and yeah, it was so fun getting on the water. Jumping in, swimming, catching fish. The lake is definitely a awesome part that could be either jet skis or like a little party barge or something that we could just like motor out into the middle and like watch the stars and
We should drop that in the idea
True.
one next year. For next year, we
Yeah.
got jet skis. Riz will make it happen.
Brainstorming. I dropped a few little pics and vids in the chat. Oh nice, Elbow threw an awesome shot of all the Froggles and Drago. Dragonate was getting super artistic. We had some fun on the I think it was the DCL inspired art session. So yeah, there were like, there were some sponsors that, sponsored different little activities. Yeah, it was
painting.
pretty much a hit.
The bus
Bus
painting.
painting, the bus was awesome. Dude, the bus looks so trippy when, let's see, I'm gonna post, I know I have long clips of it. I'm gonna post this like small clip of just, let's see, if I can get back to the chat here. Of just the whip emblem, like going crazy with the lights. I think that one. Okay, it's uploading. There's one incoming. A little video that made, yeah, that. You can see in some of the pictures even that the big whip sticker on the bus kind of looks different in different lighting. But then when those, oh yeah. Check out that little vid. Where's this guy? There's this guy, Bravo. Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. And I've even had a couple of follow-up calls. I've got another secondary follow-up coming up this week from people at Rizzlefest, basically connecting me with people. So actually, shout out Chauncey, made some connects and might turn into some paid work possibly. So that would be freaking incredible. But yeah,
there's
so
a few
even
people, Chauncey and Jerry, he goes by Mr. Rogers, making an art magazine.
yeah.
Like, they're incredibly interesting folks, and you see the products they're coming out with, and they're not like part of our current crowd yet. Well, yet, right? But we extended them an invite to come on over. But the products they're working on is really cool. So being in a place where they could talk about it a little more, like, I don't know, like usefulness wise, as opposed to like VC, I'm looking for money sort of conversation. Like, it was much more, allowed you to get deeper into what they're actually trying to build, which is really cool.
Totally. Yeah, Chauncey had come over on Easy's Corners just like, I don't know, like a month or two ago. Within like the last couple months was the first time we actually had, a convo. And yeah, like the stuff that he's been involved with, and like, finding out a little more about his history. Like, there some people like walk away from some pretty damn decent like paying gigs to try and do like what they just truly believe in their core, and like give up a lot, sacrifice a lot to come in, like many of us here, like doing out there, trying to do the good work and make things, a little bit better for people. So yeah, a lot of respect for him and kind of some of the people in his circle that I've gotten to meet recently.
Hey, you were saying the guy with the magazine. What's his name again? Terry?
It's Jerry, but I think he goes by like Mr. Rogers.
Jerry. And is he in the Rizzlefest Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll find him. Because he is actually doing all sorts of interesting projects in the Dallas area, Mr. Hexadized. I want to connect him with you. And so let's get on DMs here. I'll try and hook you guys up.
Oh yeah, he's not in here. I should send him an invite. He goes by Mr. Rogers Disco. But yeah.
So let's get
right?
Mr. Rogers back. He'd fit right in as long as we keep the train on time.
Okay. I think he went by Jerry in our. No? I don't remember. Searching.
Yeah, there was a couple peeps that came that I wasn't, that I hadn't met before, even online, I think.
Oh.
And Mr. Rogers, I think, was one of them. There was a
It's
couple.
Mr. Rogers, 3 words with underscores between them. MR
That's to
underscore Rogers underscore disco.
that's to avoid getting taken out by the Mr. Rogers fan club. They're hardcore.
Exactly.
They'll sweater you up good.
Great.
The odd thing, I hadn't posted much on over on Warpcast in pretty much the last couple months since like Twitter got rugged and got the job and all that stuff. I haven't kind of trying to figure out what to do. Hadn't been super active on the socials, and I'm like, oh, gotta get back firing up the socials over there. So I went over to just try and do a post for the Easy Corner, but I'm not in any like channels or groups, so I couldn't post to even just like Warpcast or Farcast or DGen. Is there been like, and I was getting an error, so then I updated the app, and then I went to try again, and it would like let me do a post in no channels, but I couldn't tag any channels. Like I used to be in a bunch of those channels. So anybody know, did they like make a bunch of changes, or is my thing just wigging out? Or
What was that again?
so I, went to make a Easy Corner post on Warpcast, and I used to just be able to make a post, and in the the channel search for channels, I could put like DGen or Warpcast or wherever, Musica or whatever. I now, anyone that I put, like if I put DGen, not a member, Warpcast, there's none. It shows that I have no like channels now, and I was in, I don't know, 100 or something. So I don't know if they made some major changes to like how that works, or if my shit's bugging out or something.
Here, let me log in. Yeah.
Woo woo!
Woohoo! This new bitchy horn, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's not as nice.
Woo-hoo. No, brother. It's like Warpcast is the only app that you do the scan of the QR code for the browser base through just a regular camera. Normally go through the app if you have an app for
Right.
stupid. It's too easy that way. All right, so what are you talking about? You can't. I'm gonna cast.
So like if you go to make a cast, if you're making a post or a cast, and you go to the little housey drop down for your channels, and you write like DGen or like any channel that you used to be in,
Yeah.
does it still let you select it and post there?
I only got home. There ain't nothing else.
Yeah, so they must have changed it up, which makes it hard to be visible if you can't post with a channel. And I know I was in a bunch. I guess maybe there's some like secondary verification you have to
I'm
do
not a
now
member
to
of
get back
Token
in.
Smart anymore. That's probably what happened. We got booted out of memberships, maybe. How do I get to be a member of Token Smart Warpcast there? Muchacho, Warpcast, Token Smart guy, Trizlet.
I'll need to go look. I thought you should be in there.
Yeah, I was.
Says no casts when I go to Token Smart.
So if I go to Token Smart,
As I'm
yeah,
following.
You're saying Token Smart itself is blank? Hasn't casted yet.
Yeah.
It tells me I can unfollow.
Right.
Okay, I'm not a.
Okay.
Huh. So
I'm
interesting.
so frustrated with social media across the board. Some days I just want to like bow out of social media, but you can't really. um, I mean, especially
Do
if
you
you want to
think
be
there
like
might be some
working at degree.
announcements or something like that? You know.
Right. No, it's just like here, all your
Yeah.
groups. You're not in any of your groups anymore.
So
There's
apparently,
I
I'm trying to read. Does look like the channel's gone. I got an announcement on the 2nd saying channels are changing, and then they wiped my channel.
That's
So that's
super
fun.
cool.
This is why
Yeah.
people love Warpcast, right?
That's a
Yay!
great change. Like
What an
it's a great way
amazing
to
change.
change things, to announce it, and then just kill it instead of being like, we're making a change. Click on this to go update. And like for now, you're just archived. I mean, there's a million ways to go about that. You're a dev, you know these
Yeah,
things. So
yeah, it
yeah,
might be something like that somewhere. Yeah, I don't know.
it's so frustrating.
What if
From
there's like
Twitter to
a
Warpcast all the way
It's
down.
funny because it's like we are like, I don't know. I'm a crypto maxi. The whole reason I'm here is because it enables stuff that isn't possible and other things. But there's certain things
Hmm.
that just work better with traditional stuff, which is why nobody wants to leave stuff like Twitter. It's like
Yeah.
whether you like it or hate it, like it's just worked for the past like 10 years, and it just does what it does. Like sign
Well, the
in and
reason
tweet. The end.
the reason I was sold on Warpcast was because basically it was like, this is your media, this is your social media. We're not going to interfere. Like, this is like on chain shit where like you do what you do, you sign your transactions, you post your stuff. Not, we're going to fucking come and micromanage how you connect with people and delete you from all these groups that you've joined over the last 2 years.
But it's funny you
Kind of
say
weak.
that, and then we're talking about the Token Smart channel just disappeared. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's
So that the
but
reason I went there is now looks like it's been a full-on rug. We don't own
oh,
any
there
of
we
that.
go.
It's
Okay, I found it
just
again. So it's a new
well,
channel, and I have to
it's it's
include
not a
myself again.
channel, it's just a user profile. So the whole concept of a channel is whack. Whether or not you're following an entity is another thing. It's two
Right.
different things.
Well, it was a channel. Yeah, they
Right.
have a
It
thing
well,
was
you
yeah, we
pay to
had it.
create a channel.
right.
Right,
2,500
yeah, it was like 100
whatever.
fucking, yeah, or 1,000
Yeah.
warps or whatever it was.
Warp.
Couple bucks at least for every
Yeah.
one of those channels they then took down.
There we
I
go.
think we
Okay,
need some
so
music.
yeah.
I feel the pressure of somebody's head about to explode and murder something in the metaverse. So let's set the stage for murdering something in the metaverse.
Woohoo!
All right, take us away.
Woo woo!
Almost murdered the
Man,
guitar.
and
There you go.
my
The-
lord, the I gotta say, your night performance in the midst of the smoke and lights when we were sitting by the fireplace was freaking awesome. I know Kane got some good shots of that. Yeah, so many
Yeah.
great moments from Rizzle Fest. Elbow was sharing some photos. Yeah, I guess the breakfast version
Thank
with
you.
with butter and syrup was, you know, a little above the smoky fire treat, but man, mine hit the spot. Um, and we made probably, I mean, I don't know, it was definitely the biggest glowworm circle I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, the glow sticks came out, it was a lot of fun, and then there was just kind of a worm that started growing longer and longer. And then different people sitting around the fire started like making sections and putting them together, and then there was a whole team, people running around putting on connectors where the connectors were too loose. Elbow was pretty much connector champion. And finally we got it to loop all the way around the whole fire, and everybody could hold on and kind of do the wave. It was just a lot of
Yeah.
fun and silly stuff.
You know, not necessarily the the leading cause of this, but I just want to recognize what a amazing showing of our female friends in this world there was, and there was just a lot of energy from them. I think they kind of brought on the mayhem of the light sticks, and so uh,
Totally.
I just, you know, definitely shout out to all the women that came and, you know, hung with the token smart scene. Well, Carolina
The
and Sandy Meows, Mitchlet. We had a newcomer, and help me out with her name.
oh, Mrs. Kane Mayfield. Oh gosh, I'm
Oh
having a
yeah,
brain
well,
fart too.
hello, yeah. She was the special surprise guest in my book. But did you know she was coming?
I did, but I only found out like, you know, probably, I don't know, a day or two before, a couple days before. Yeah.
And
The great shot by Elbow. A couple great shots there. Man, the the neon on those glow sticks is really sharp.
yeah,
That was that was some active worm right there. Yeah, yeah. And then also there was the glowing phoenix. Um, and of course, for the encore, second year in a row, Dancing Stickman. So yeah, you know, the Meow Meow sisters came through in full effect. Of course, Mama Binks, you know, held it down, brought a lot of great
hello.
stuff, including like the sound system and
Camp
light
for EPS.
camp.
Hello, camp for EPS.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, it was just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it was some dog heaven, you know. Jack's Hideaway brought his little Shiloh pup, and that was mayhem. Here, let me
Yep,
see if I
there's
can
a few
show
dogs.
you some various pics of Curry. Here's an awesome one. Um,
Good.
this is the DJ stand right here, um, in full lighting. He went by Angel, Angl. I we all thought it was an interesting angle. Yeah, man. But
Yeah,
he
what a
rocked. I
setup.
mean, oh man, Binks set him up so incredibly well. The full-on pioneered table with these huge Electro Voice, 1,000 watt PA amps, and a 1,200 watt sub. I mean, so yeah,
It was booming.
1,000 watts per speaker. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we
rocked.
had
It was loud.
full on like sitting by the campfire with a rave right behind you, which was pretty unique and awesome. The like, you know, like audio reactive lights and like, I mean, it was so cool. There was so much
Yeah.
cool tech. It was like super, just the melding was awesome because it could go from like, you know, techno to like you playing up there, electrified acoustic to like Kane rapping to like, man, Bully Meow was there and did the epic
Yeah.
performance. It was just like there was so much going on, but it was so chill. Like I don't think any like you talk about you know, a big event type, you know, production company, I think they could never pull something like that. I don't know, that unique and chill off. They just wouldn't know how to like do things differently. Um, yeah, it's a very unique experience.
Here's a couple other special moments. You mentioned Bully Meows.
Nice, dude. I got it.
He's
Yeah,
doing a
I'm
set from
saving.
a window from the inside of the bus. It was so spooky, man. It was awesome. Yeah.
Dude, yeah,
Great
Kane's
fire
like
sale.
Kane's never performing again unless it's out a bus window with a ski mask on, he said.
So here, it's a tradition. I think it's going to be a tradition, right? From here on out, no matter what day Rizzle Fest is on, it's always going to be the Lit's birthday.
hmm Wait, when was it last year? It was like 420 or something.
Yeah,
So yeah, their birthday is
because
definitely
it
a ways
it
off,
was
but it is a
420
great
because that's
tradition.
when Rizzle Fest was. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's I think it's a wonderful tradition, although I got the brunt end of that whole thing, man. Talk about getting the stick end of things. I will never live it down. I had to purchase a giant store-bought cake, bring it back, put candles on it, carry it out, sing the song, cut it up, serve it. And if you know, if you're familiar with the speakeasy, you know my stance. I took a hard stance against cake bought from the store, and I stick by that stance. But you know, for the love
Ooh,
of my fellow man,
you
I was
swallowed
able
some. Oh,
to bend the knee a little bit, and yeah, Kane just wouldn't let me live it down. He never will. Dude, he was on me so hard, Louis.
he was
He was
listening when
freaking.
you said
He was
that.
celebrating. It was like his birthday. It was like his birthday, bro. For reals. Oh man, it was harsh. But
I love it. Love it.
yeah,
Okay,
so much
and
fun.
the not so big grill in the room. Definitely, Jose. We need to will find a way for you to be there next year.
Yes.
This is a place for you to be with us. I mean, there's no question, and somehow we need to plan for it and just make it happen. So
Yeah, yeah. Jose
got it.
and Vanessa definitely came up, you know, many times in conversation, and we were holding you guys in our hearts while we were there. Yeah, next year we gotta pull this off.
Yeah. And, so now that you guys both have and I hope you remain still in good shape with visas and passports, that it can happen at a moment's notice. We shall make sure we can. Okay. Want to
Oh
make sure
yeah.
you got that. Okay. And well, otherwise, Jose, how's the drain problem? Are you back?
Oh geez, the pipes. There
Yeah,
was a
it was a
seems
pipe
there was
issue.
a little issue. Hopefully it's not too bad. Um,
Okay, well, I might have said all that and missed the target, but everybody here, you got it. We're getting Jose there. All right, just take that on, take that in. We're making it happen. Okay. On that note,
absolutely.
well,
How about a tune?
what else? Oh, is that what's up? Okay.
I think that would be nice.
Ow, motherfucker. whacked my pinky knuckle on my desk, of course, but I'll grow a new one. Yeah, might as well play some kind of rock and roll.
Oh yeah. That reminded me a little bit of when you and Kane were up. You were playing some kind of funky stuff, and he was.
Yeah, it was
he was,
this. And I just totally noodled on him once in time, a couple times here and there. It's like, listen.
I could nearly hear his buttery baritone. Oh, here's here a second. Let me give you a little view.
Fuck.
If I can
Southern
flip
Pacific
the
coming by.
camera.
Where's my mute? Oh, well.
There's my froggies.
What's that?
Got. I threw on my camera. I'm sharing my fly frogs. So all these little, pieces are different. And I found the necktie, and it was a one of one. So I got to make the special business guy, and then his friend who just clogged the toilet
Oh,
and is
that looks
handing
like just
off.
like me. That is just what I was doing, guys. And I'm just arriving, and it's just like I see the frog. I just told you like, oh, I'm unclogging something here, and then first thing I see when you put the camera is like myself there.
Nice. So yeah, we got to build Fly Frog toys. I got boxes on my wall, so super stoked. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Man, yeah, we got toys, we got swags, we got all sorts of.
That sounds so great, and I'm already on my steps into getting my papers in line. So 2025, it's for sure the year that I go visit you guys and to connect
Yes.
with you on 3D. Yeah, so we have
That's
to
all.
talk about it as soon as I got the thing. So I will let you know because I would love to arrange things with all of you to see if we can have some time to share and do cool stuff
Totally.
together.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, ideally would be like, I don't know exactly what time of year, but you come like if you start on the West Coast here in Cali or something, come stay with me in Elbow. I don't know. We have to like figure out getting like a nice van again. Maybe if my van was in good enough condition, and then you like drive over to like meet up with Hex at South by, or like you go up to like Denver, and then down to South by, and then like over to Rizzlefest, and then down to Miami, and then up to New York, and just like hit all the spots, all the peaks with a dream team.
Absolutely.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I can fit 4 people comfortably with a good amount of luggage. So my Grand Cherokee. So
Nice.
we can cruise.
We'll make it happen.
Great.
Make it happen.
It will be beautiful to make like a tour, actually, like be able to make the best of this journey. Like, yeah, I would love to knock the door on Jats and see what we can do there, and knock the door on
Totally.
everybody. The thing is that I don't have the ¿cómo te digo? I don't have the context, so I will need your help, guys, on understanding, because I don't know the geography of where I'm going to be. So it's like, it's something that it can be possible if I do this with you guys. I know that we will be
Totally.
we will be sharing some time with Vanessa's family,
Nice.
and then we will be like free, or I don't know if we will do some stuff with you guys and then we will go to visit Vanessa's family. I'm not sure about that yet, but I will find the date of that trip, because I know there are some things they want to do in family, and that has a date, right? So that's where we're supposed to go, and
That's in
then we
Oregon,
can
right?
find the time. What?
That's in Oregon, right?
An
But we
organ?
can talk about this offline.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Start out with totally. You start out with a nice family connect, and then you make your way from one side to the other, and stop in where there's our Web3 peeps located. Stop in at cool places to play music, and get like we know so many people in different places that it's like, oh yeah, my local bar definitely like gonna have a night to play there, or this cafe. A buddy of mine's friends with the owner, whatever that is. So we're setting
That's
up
the stuff.
basically like a cross-country tour, but in like
Yes.
community, like grassroots Web3 inclusion there. Yeah, it could be super.
I mean, we could just
Yeah.
map out the big
Yeah.
our primaries, and it's we definitely have to take them down to Campus Jacks. Hello.
Oh yeah,
Man is
without
in
a
the
doubt.
audience right now. We have to bring him to Southern California. Then we need to go to Dallas and visit Hacks.
Totally.
Visit Kane in Florida. And
we'll get a 50-gallon drum of Jack sauce, and that ought to last.
Yeah.
On top of the bus or whatever.
Wherever we'll fit it in, no question.
Yeah.
Will be the
A
Jack
funny,
sauce minstrels.
a funny moment from Rizzlefest. I came into the kitchen, and I think it was maybe after I had gone to get fireworks or something, and Jax had brought a little bit of Jack sauce, and like I know it so well. I came back and it was it was empty, the whole kind of lodge.
Right.
And I walked by, the table, and I saw a paper bowl, and it had sort of like a certain color, like the color of the little like grease rim. And I was like, wait a minute, that looks familiar. Went over and smelt it, and I'm all, oh my God, that's someone's like Jack sauce remnants. So I quickly run, grab a couple of buns that I knew were stashed, buttered them up, and just soaked up those remnants. Later, I found out it was Kane's backwash, but it was so delicious. So it'll be a memorable moment, I think, when we get down to SoCal and hit up the old Jack's Hideaway and dip some bread in that magnificent sauce.
Well, and definitely.
And then take to the stage.
Brooklyn's, yeah. Visit our man.
Oh, Bing Smith's the Jack sauce. Yeah, I had to sniff mine out. Jack sauce is the most incredible tasting. Basically, it's almost like a soup on its own. Perfect dipping for breads and whatnot, but also they use it like in some of the dishes. So it might be like signature, like I don't know, like rigatoni with lobster and a jack sauce, or I mean, I there it's just the most incredible tastiness.
Jambalaya.
Oh, the
There you go.
jambalaya, yeah.
But
Oh man.
hold on, Mr. Jack's Hideaway. Is it cooked down shrimp or is there fish sauce? What's the base? What's the fish base?
I don't know if he will share that information publicly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I-
Just said secret.
Oh, he has no idea. Oh no.
It's
It's
a
just
it's
yeah,
an
call it
ancient
it's mana. It's just this. It's a
yeah,
secret. Yeah.
ancient Jaxian secret. It
You
is
know, that's
legendary.
funny. I think I asked you there and you said the same thing. It's like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to tell you. There's no way else to get you there and have.
Oh,
It's like it's the biggest tease. Ah,
so Jack
grandma.
Jaspers, who's like the founder of Jack's grandma, had passed down the recipe. I think maybe that's why there's
Yeah.
so
Oh,
much.
yeah. There
There's
you
something
go.
special in there for
Okay, we got context now.
sure.
Okay, don't fuck with grandma. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Just eat it and smile. Okay.
that's what I do. But yeah, it'll be, I think, like the most just incredible, extravaganza musical Web3 culinary adventure tour when Jose and Vanessa get up here. Yeah, all the different like
Totally.
just going through like a handful of states, even just through California, you find so many different kind of like areas and foods and musics that yeah, it'll be a really awesome experience.
Well, definitely start collecting names and where people are in the states, Jose. And obviously, you can't promise to visit everybody, but if you get some names that you want to definitely meet IRL and find out where they are, we can work on getting you there. So, I did have another idea altogether, just a slight pivot, but not to replace a U.S. trip, is to meet in um, Bitcoin, the country of Bitcoin. Now, hello. Why do I want to blank on this?
Meh.
The country.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's
Sorry.
San Salvador. El Salvador, sorry.
El Salvador.
El Salvador. Have a
I
gathering
got
in El
disconnected for
Salvador.
a second. I lost the
Is-
train of thought. Can you recap me on this?
Yeah, well, so a separate conversation about potentially meeting, having a
Okay.
meetup or some sort of event in El Salvador.
Ooh.
Do you guys have any
Oh, that's
concerns of
great.
traveling to El Salvador?
I mean,
Okay.
I went to it was, kind of, how would I say, limited view, but I did go to the La BitConf 2021 in El Salvador with Kita Crypto. And I mean, we went to the big fancy event place every day, but we stayed in just some kind of Airbnb'd out little villa thing in a just random part of town. We did cruise around and went out to the beach one day and no issues at all. I mean, I was just shocked at the fact that any little the and this was years ago, shortly after they implemented using Bitcoin and giving some to their citizens and everybody having a wallet basically. The smallest little beach shack with a
Chippy!
few palm fronds for the roof.
Chippy, ven a ver esta
Uh,
araña, rápido.
That
they
sounds
would
cool.
accept
Amor, tiene
Bitcoin
rato en mi
for a
guitarra,
bottle of
pero
water.
esta ya es arrechísima. Es enana y verde y negra. Está ahí,
Is he talking
está
to?
ahí.
Enséñalo
Anyway,
los
I'm just
araña.
doing a web search, And the U.S. State Department in 2023 said, "Be aware of your surroundings." Blah blah blah.
Easy, my
But
sorry, my
then
friend.
the CIA has something else to say. But then there's the invest in El Salvador. It says that El Salvador ranks among the safest countries for the first time, according to blah blah blah. So
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're you know, maybe making some leeway in you know, making it safer. I don't know. I probably would take a mountain of salt with recommendations on my travel from the CIA.
yeah. Well, no,
Like they
they're
they told
overcautious.
me, or yeah, like I remember when I went to Mexico for a couple months in like what 1998 or something, and they were like, "Oh, don't go, you know, there's zapatistas and this and that," and I was like, "If they want to take like what I have in my backpack because they're like, you know, oppressed, then they can take my backpack with like camping gear or whatever." You
Right.
know? And nothing ever happened that was even slightly sketchy.
Right.
So.
Well, contextually speaking.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's definitely danger when, you know, traveling anywhere.
Yeah. Don't go out after dark by yourself in a
There
Oops.
was there was just a giant basically a giant rug pull in the Chinese stock market. I don't know if you guys saw that, but like, you know, Bloomberg and the you know, the Financial Times or whatever, those people were like, "Oh, it's time to invest again in China and jump into the stock market. They're going to do some stimulus." And so now it was actually while the Chinese stock market was closed to the Chinese population because it was their I forget what holiday it was. It was like the national day, so they had it closed for like a week or something. So it shot way up because basically a lot of foreign investment coming in because of the rumor of the CCP doing some stimulus. And then the day that their stock market opened, and like it came out that the stimulus wasn't going to be as like big as they thought or whatever, it crashed like harder than it ever has. And like so many people, like just all the like, you know, little regular Chinese people were also like, you know, highly pressured, like this is the biggest bull run we're ever gonna see. So they like mortgage their house and sell their car and put everything in the stock market. And like, you know, it was still going up that first day for like, you know, half the day or something, and then just crashed and just wiped out like, I don't know, probably one of the biggest wealth extractions from like the Chinese populace ever. Uh, Sad to see, but yeah, stuff's wild out there in the financials these days. Bitcoin's shooting up.
Yep. Well, and the stock market here shot up as well, you know, with, you know, good numbers. Let's see. Well, no, it was because the bond market was closed today. That there's, you know, apparently a what is it? There's a saying for when the bond market is closed, but the stock market's open. Um, when the cat's away, the mice will play,
Mm,
because the bond market is, you know, several times or
the
some number of
stability.
times larger than the stock market. If you didn't know that, it's quite interesting what sway the bond market has
Right.
in aggregate on the macro of markets. And so yeah,
Well,
it's
when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna print another $1 trillion in bonds this month," that shit adds up.
right. Well, not only government bonds but corporate bonds as well. So
Mm,
the entire slush or sludge of bonds, you know, because you've got state, municipal, every manner
right.
of corporate,
Yeah,
every
there's.
manner of, you know,
I forgot. There's an election coming up, and I was reviewing my what is it here? Right here, general election official voter information guide, and I'm like, damn, these people really just keep wanting money. $10 billion here, $10 billion there. Time to cut them off. I don't know. They don't seem to spend right.
Well, well, it's now
Let's wait. I missed some of the conversation
6 o'clock
in the
here.
chat there.
Turns out I don't actually need to jump. My meeting is pushed to 8 o'clock. So,
Oh, nice.
but I still haven't had dinner yet. So anyway, Jose, play something for us, my friend. We're going into,
Hey,
you know,
down
expertise.
to do it. I was sharing this with Dragonade. We started talking about like, mm, I just made to him this question. I always heard that there's a lot of crazy people on the States. What are your thoughts on that? And maybe I can develop more. And this maybe is not a political correct type of stuff. I'm just like sitting in a circle with you in the middle of the jungle, and I'm talking this like, hey, what are your thoughts on this?
You
Because
know,
and
I just
it's
have a
like,
quick and simple answer for you is that everywhere in the world there's equal parts of crazy. And
Totally.
so you will find crazy
yes,
wherever any sane population is. And it's, maybe there is, some level of genetics going on or, local environmental pollution. Maybe there's some things like that. But in general, the crazies you'll have seen at home will exist. Really.
yeah, yeah.
Dragon
Maybe
Man.
let me. I want to elaborate. I want to elaborate a little more
Okay, do it. Do it.
on the topic. Yeah, yeah. And so
Jack's,
I think
now
that
he's in
maybe,
LA. He can speak to crazies better than me. But
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
San
This is totally
Francisco, I
sure.
can speak to
We
that.
are recording this. This is totally
Yes,
safe. We are recording this.
go
So
for
yeah. So what I think, and this is a total biased perception because I'm not talking from a science. This is a stuff that comes from my ego. What I think is that here crimes are more related to people in poverty or in need or in like other type of culture of crime, even the organized crime. I think it's, I don't know, like it
Crime.
falls into a psychology that it's like, I don't know, but when I see crimes in the States, they are usually more creative.
It's like fashionable.
Like
It's
they have time.
it's
You have time,
yeah.
like to do a crime that is creative. Like we don't have that infrastructure for the industry of crime here. Like that. And so that's why so elaborating this is like, do you think there are people that is like bored and then they do creative crimes? I don't know what I'm talking about. This is just
It's.
me
I
trying to
think it's.
interculturally change about crime.
I
Oh
think
man,
partially there is a boredom factor to, especially like petty crime, when exactly what Jose is speaking, you're not stealing out of necessity. You're from a, wealthy upper middle class family, and you're stealing to get a thrill or to be cool or to make a TikTok about it because there's like a steal from your neighbors trend or some horrible thing like that. So I do think that there's some difference, and unfortunately, like, crime in some states and in cities is like just like for smaller crimes, it's just not enforced. That's why you see like, you can see whatever on YouTube or something, people just doing these like not even like smash and grabs, just like run in with a group of people and take a bunch of stuff, or walk into a place on your own and fill up a like briefcase and walk out. If it's under $600 or $900, it's generally not like prosecuted,
but
which
I
is
mean,
crazy.
there's so many nuances to theft and other burglaries in general. If we're just talking about that, there's clearly drug addicts looking to get their next fix. They're not going for the big cash. There's the occasional guy that's just deluded about robbing a bank or something crazy.
Mm.
But there's now a significant amount of multi like team smash and grabs, like 10
Yeah.
individuals come into these really high-end jewelry stores throughout the San Francisco Bay Area and elsewhere, but San Francisco has been hit really, really hard, where 10 people
No
rush
car
into
is safe
yeah,
either.
and
Like,
so these are organized crime rings, though. This is nothing, neighborhood
yeah,
concoction.
they're
I mean, these
yeah,
guys
they're
are statewide.
organized.
They've got they've recruited the teams to do it, and the
And they've
same thing
got
with shoplifting
distribution.
too. Shoplifting, you know, I don't know if you know this, Jose, but they basically in California made shoplifting like not illegal, or at least
Yeah,
not
it's
in the
pretty
Bay
much
Area. People could just walk out, and employers were instructed their employees to not stop people, unless it's something
not
significant.
interfere.
Yeah, do not interfere. And so there have been massive amounts of products found after some really important bust was made. Then all of a sudden they find like hundreds of thousands of dollars of you know
Oh, well, when they
grocery
hit the
type
Apple
items.
store, yeah, or if,
Yeah,
when they hit the Apple store and steal a couple $100,000 worth of stuff, they didn't think that it's all fully tracked with GPS. So they've made a few big
Oh,
like busts where they recover that stuff too.
yeah,
But yeah,
for
they've
example,
decriminalized it.
for example, there was a time that people here were stealing the cables from the communications because they had copper,
Yeah,
and they
that
could
happens here
melt it
too.
to sell it.
oh,
That happens there too.
People
Okay, that happens here
people cut down the
a lot.
the signal signs, the red, yellow, and green lights, or just rip out whole like a neighborhood will be like without power for a while
Whole
because
stuff.
one of
no,
these
I've,
crews,
I've
and
got
they are, and
stories for you
that's
guys
pretty
because
organized too.
I worked for PG&E, the electric utility, and they would go into electric substations live, 24,000 volt, 115 kV lines, and they would chop the ground wire off these things.
That is
Usually
scary.
the more smart ones would actually do it with gloves, but on occasion, even with gloves or some other accident, they arc to
Yeah,
ground,
you are
and so they
hard.
find these crispy people once in a while in the
Crispy
substations having,
critters.
yeah, no, just crispy people. Yeah, they've had their insides lit on fire. It's
Gnarly.
really unbelievable what it's just like you know yeah, it's copper, and it's really not that valuable. That's the scary thing. If you really you have to get a lot of it to make any significant money.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, in the last, I'd say, well, since 2020, just like, I mean, not in my hometown because it's a little country town, but I go over the hill, we call it, because there's a big hill to go over to get to like the bigger towns. And there's just tent cities along the highways now. It wasn't like that before. I know San
Really?
Francisco has, been hit so hard that just a lot of businesses, are closing stores, like the new big fancy Whole Foods that they had in the city. I actually went there once when I forget what I was doing in the city, but I was like, oh, I'm going to check out this fancy Whole Foods. It lasted like a year. They had to close it down just because so much crime. The
Yeah.
businesses that used to rent office space are literally moving their whole operations to other states and cities because the crime has gotten so out of control.
But
Kind of crazy.
Mayor London Breed, she says the crime is down. But moving right
There's
along,
always a
Jose was
way.
about to play a song now that we wanted
Yeah.
to,
Yeah,
commit
yeah,
other
yeah. Thank
crimes
you.
ourselves
But
Thank you for the
that we're
as
space.
not
far
going
as
to.
as far as crazies, like you're like, on the street wackadoodles, I'd say most of them are harmless. You're not gonna like very easily run into a crazy person that's like gonna try and physically harm you. Maybe they'll just yell something really random or like, but in general, I think it's really quite a safe
I
place.
think
Like
that
I don't feel like
the people
sketch.
I feel that I embrace a lot of the crazy people that screams on the
Yeah.
streets. At least here, it's like I connect a lot with the people that we can call crazy, like crazy people in the street doing stuff that maybe has not too much sense. I tend to connect with them a lot, like through my life. I don't know if it was a guitar, having too much time, but it was uh, it was great because to me that was a mirror of the city itself. Like
Hmm.
it was what put the most color and beauty in my day to day. It was to see the scenarios or of this peculiar humanity that you might also identify in your corner, but people that I don't know, their stories must be so great, and that leads me
Oh,
to a point.
exactly.
And then I'm going to play. I'm just going to leave a YouTube channel, felons. Don't worry.
I was
I'm going
gonna
to share this
say
channel.
I was gonna say the exact same
Yeah.
thing Jose just finished on, and that's like the stories of these people because I've connected with a lot of times instead of like try and be confrontive, you're like, hey, what's going on? Or I mean, if they're like, getting towards violence, no, but if they're just like somebody having a bad day or something, sometimes I don't know, like literally I've, given my like lunch I had with me, I have a Sammy or whatever, so like little things like that can make a big difference for someone. They might open up and tell you some like crazy story or something.
Yeah.
It's
I just shared.
worthwhile connecting.
I just shared a. Sorry, AC. I'm really excited about this channel because I think it's something that you will enjoy, all of you. This is this is a documentary. This is a photographer, and he does documentaries of people on the streets, and he has just so much content. Like he is a producer house, and you can see. I'm just going to tell a couple of titles like "My Father Murdered My Mom," "Psychiatric Nurse," interview, "Heroin and Crystal Meth Addict Irish interview," um, "A Divorce Attorney Thoughts on Love and Marriage," interview, "Fentanyl
Oh,
Addict
dear God.
interview,"
Yeah.
"Crystal Meth Crack Addict FBI agent who infiltrated the mob." That is amazing.
Nice.
I'm going to leave this just because it was like
Yeah.
really catching my eye.
I just opened it in my or it's now sitting there for me in my YouTube for later. Oh, one thing that totally unrelated but just popped into my head because I think I saw it. I think it was last night. Did you guys see that Elon Musk or SpaceX launched the big rocket and then caught it with those
caught it.
freaking chopsticks? Dude,
Yep.
that was the most insane. Like that was actually inspiring. I was
Yes.
like, yes. This is
They
like
what?
crazy.
what?
Starship number 5. Starship number 5.
They
The
what?
giant
Send me the
giant
data.
rocket, dude. They caught it with a what did they call it? Godzilla chopsticks or something.
They
I'll
call
find.
it,
Let me look.
it's the Mechazilla chopstick arms.
There it is.
They were able. They were able to grab a rocket in movement.
They
dude,
caught
it's
the rocket in a cradle with 2 arms.
What is a cradle? Like a
Well,
box?
it's basically like it, you chopsticks, right?
I
You
just
just
I
open
just
Yes,
put it in the
Gina,
grab a
YouTube.
carrot. It's just that way.
Thank you. I'm going to watch
Just
this
put it in
and
the
then I'm going
live
to
chat.
send a
Yeah,
song.
here,
So
let's watch
like
it.
they
Come
didn't
on,
even
claim
know
it, man.
they didn't even know if it was going to make it to orbit. Like the last few times, it launched, but it like blew up halfway and stuff. This time they shot the main spaceship into orbit, turned the booster around, and freaking caught it. It's crazy.
Well, just to be clear, this is the exact same maneuver that their existing rockets that they've flown hundreds of times, known as the Falcon 9. But the only difference is that the Falcon Heavy that's used here does not have legs. It's just being caught by the structure, and so
So
yeah, it's nuts.
very similar data, but that swing over, I thought it was going to hit the tower for a sec or like
I
melt it.
know.
Because
At the very
the
bottom.
angle I saw a different angle
Mhm.
later, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't as close. But the first angle I saw, man, that thing comes in pretty hot, and then like the flame is just like pretty much on the tower, and you're like, oh my god, is it gonna hit? Because it's kind of swinging over. Like landing just up and down on a ship or on the
Yeah.
ground
Right.
is impressive, but that is like some wild future stuff.
It really is, especially for the fact that
Yeah.
it's falling out of the sky at, you know, hundreds of
Over the
miles
speed of
an
sound,
hour.
within a
I
minute,
mean,
it goes from over the speed of sound to sitting on those little freaking
yeah,
chopstick arms,
exactly.
just gently set down. Like, and that means that they'll be moving towards the like rapid reusability. Now, I remember in grade school, they taught me very fervently that every time you put a rocket ship through the atmosphere, you poke a hole in the ozone layer, and we had a limited amount of rockets we could launch, and it was going to be like in the thousands, they thought. Now we launch more than that every year. So just science changes, I guess, or our
Or
ozone
they're
layer's
just
gone.
not paying attention. Yeah, I mean, that is funny that you
Yeah.
mentioned that because there
I
there is so much pollution associated with but you know,
Yeah,
so here's kind of a reality check though, because of the fuels that are available, it's the methane that's the most you know highest
Mhm.
carbon
harmful.
in
Ozone heals
there
itself. It's
in the star. I mean,
it's not
SpaceX.
like it it's not like ozone heals itself like directly. It's like the earth, it's really beautiful, and there's a lot of processes that heals that like cape. I want to share a place of Venezuela that creates like 60% of the ozone cape in the world, because it's
Wow.
like amazing. It's amazing. It's a place called Relámpago del Catatumbo. It's not the first time that I share this, and maybe I'm biased and it's not the 60%, but it was like a huge amount, because it's like a 12 kilometers. How much? Sorry. No. It's a vast extension of a region that it's throwing thunder every day of the
Mm,
year, a lot. A lot. It's so
interesting.
much thunder. It's so much
So it's
thunder in that region that it heals the ozone cape. But we have to make a formula to not throw so
that's
many rockets, like
that's like
in proportion with
that's like dude, that's
yeah.
crazy. That's like nature cracking off ozone from like whatever oxygen or hydrogen or whatever I don't know the actual process, but I have heard of this before. And yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, back then when I was a kid in grade school, it was like, they're still using Aquanet, so they were starting to like, figure out CFCs were bad for the ozone. And yeah, it was like, that was like just a hot topic point. But I clearly remember, NASA was a big thing. I remember when we got the laser disc players, and then I remember, when the shuttle exploded, and like that stuff is pretty seared into my memory. Along with yeah, we've got like limited rocket launches.
Yeah. It says
Interesting.
it says that this thunder of the catatomb, it says that is more historically known as Latherns of San Antonio, or Maracaibo lanterns, it's a meteorologic phenomena that develops mm, in the river of Maracaibo in Venezuela, um, mainly in the south area of that lake until the like and it goes from that area even to Colombia. It's like a whole region, call it Catatumbo region, uh,
That's
and
trippy.
it the phenomena looks like it's a single thunder, but it's like so much thunders happening in different areas. But when you see it from a certain perspective, you only see like if it was a single big one. And it's because in that area there's a lot of mountains and there's different weathers, hot weathers and cold weathers, and there's a lot of
Hmm.
wind and there's a lot of mountains, and that place it's perfect for this phenomena. So every day it has a lot of thunders happening. It's because that orographic effect of those mountains. I don't know what orographic is, but that's the word. It
Oh
says
Yeah,
yeah,
that
there's definitely.
um
now there's man-made orographic stuff. So this is what happens in the evening when SpaceX launches a rocket from a nearby base, Air Force base, and it's north of LA, and they shoot, southwest. And so when they fly over the, night sky, watch watch what happens. This is when the exhaust gases interface with, not sure exactly what level, atmospheric or stratospheric, but basically,
It's super trippy because you can throw up. Um, they're now using, instead of silver and like iodine salts or whatever to promote rainfall in cloud seeding. Now they're going up and they will have just like a basically an electrified surface, like you could drag like a cable or whatever, but just the like high voltage up there actually will produce more like nucleation and rain than dropping like particles. So there's a lot that we'll be learning, I think, about, uh, whether an atmosphere, like the amount of lightning strikes globally is way up. But that's because of the part of the sun cycle we're in. We're in like the basically the maximum, while being in a larger cycle of like going into maybe a grand minimum. But I think we're at the maximum of, what is the solar cycle, 25, I think, which has a lot of sunspots and a lot of activity. We get a lot of flares, and that affects the amount of like lightning and thunder too. Interesting stuff.
what's that dystopian video game? God, life of me, I cannot remember.
Ready Player
dystopian video
One?
game. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
my son played this one video game that, basically they're always wearing masks, gas masks. For,
Metro 2023.
no, you, they
Um,
collect
Yeah,
Coke bottle
that
caps. You trade in bottle caps.
Metro 2. Maybe if it's not Metro that you wear a mask and you collect caps, it's Fallout, where you collect caps
Yeah,
too, but
Fallout,
you don't wear a
Fallout 4.
mask most of
Yes,
the time.
Fallout. Yeah, you bet. That's exactly right. Fallout 4.
Yeah, that's a
And
cool game though.
yeah, loved it.
What happened in that game?
I don't know. I had to resist.
Uh,
I did not
I
play.
resist like to check that like resist to check like the story of that game?
uh, I did not play the game. Just put it that way.
I think they
Yeah.
just did.
There
They
is a
just make like a Netflix or like a movie for Fallout.
Yeah, I think there is
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Kind
I
of
watched it.
remember.
I watched it. It's
Uh,
interesting. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Not
Yeah.
like it.
Mhm.
It doesn't take the show like too serious. It's a game, so it represents the game part a lot, especially in the mutilation of the people where they get shot,
Yeah.
because that happens a lot in the game.
And it's
Mhm.
kind of a
But the story,
yeah, there's a lot of
yeah,
comedic situations in the game itself.
yeah,
nice.
yeah. It was
Yeah, I never
not my
played myself.
favorite.
But
Not my favorite, but it was cool. I really like Bethesda Games. That is like the producer house of that game and a lot of other games. And they have a universe. The name is The Elder Scrolls. Are you familiar with that universe of games, you guys? The Elder Scrolls. They are making games since the 90s.
Yeah, I've heard of
With these, yeah, I love them, especially the one that I played. But I read about a lot about the games. The name of the one that I played is Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. It's a really popular game, even that it comes like in 28, maybe 2012. It's still something classic. Everybody still plays a lot of this game because of mods and stuff, but it's just a well-made game with a lot of story and books inside the game, fantasy
Yep.
books about the geography, about the story, about a lot of things. It add a lot of immersion into the overall universe. Pretty interesting. I love Skyrim. I used to play it a lot, and even with the glitches and stupidity, yeah, it's a fun game. It's one of those really fun games. It has magic. It has like everything that you want to do in a Lord of the Rings type of journey. You will find it there, and it has so much secondary quest that looks like principal, like main. Yeah, I like it. I can talk about hours of this, so I'm going to share a song.
There you go. 'Cause
Yeah.
I gotta jump in after you play. Let's go.
Yeah. A los días grises se les vive con el alma. Es innegable esta herida que se abre en tu pantalla. Ay, 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 ay. Vivir los matices es la regla en la palabra. Imposible que la vida sepa amarga en la nevada. A los días buenos los aprecio mientras duren. Pido siempre fortaleza para que eso no me nuble y tenga que sentirme mal para poder entender que soy causa y efecto del dolor. Sí, soy causa y efecto del dolor. Ouch, que soy causa y efecto. Vivo pleno porque sé que muero cada día. Cuando la noche acontece y así perder la agonía, y cada día renovado fortalecerá mi vista. Me siento genial con eso, sabiendo que todavía tengo música en la boca para pasar la chumita que me tiene siendo dentro todo lo que no veía. Una cúpula por donde se proyecta la armonía, un sistema de la tierra que disipa la entropía, unas cuerdas de guitarra que meditan de la vida, permitiendo el desenlace de la confusión finita, y así no tengas que sentirte mal a la hora de entender que eres causa y efecto del dolor. Sí, que eres causa y efecto del dolor. Ouch, que eres causa y efecto. Woo! Happy to share music on another Monday. Hey guys, I want to update y'all on the quadratic funding rounds. Long story short, looks like we were able to. I get like $400 on donations from all of you through the birthday concert, and I started, shilling these, and because of all the people who donated, I got around $100 per person on the quadratic funding round of those who had the passport, and I was the second project with the most rewards on this quadratic funding round, getting $1,700. Amazing! I'm really blessed. I feel really blessed for this, and I'm happy to share my music journey with all of you. And you make that journey possible. And we also, great news, got the Wotuha community in the fourth place of the most donations gathered. So they got $1,000 plus like $200 on donations, and that's something I have to be really glad with you guys for donating, for also holding me, because I know I tend to knock the door a lot that week in all of you. I just repeat the message sending. I don't know if it's the best way, but you know that I post my most organic self in the live activities, and then on DMs it's like, oh my god, I don't know. I'm verified on Twitter. I'm shadow banned on Warcast. Like, how do I do to actually connect and ask for something? Because the ways that I logically think that should work, like Twitter or Warpcast, they not. So I got one on one, but we got second and fourth place, and also really I'm really glad with Ko. He made a great work also promoting the projects, and actually all the projects that we promoted through Hand Protocol and through the birthday concert, the day that we shared that here, they are in the top 10 recipients of rewards of this quadratic funding. So we were able to move a lot of funding for around 5 projects total, maybe $5,000, and we're split it among these 5 projects. And
That's awesome.
that was, yes, that was amazing, because maybe we got like $1,000 in donations from all these 5 from the community, and that $1,000 distributed in these projects got us like $1,000 extra to all of us, and that's amazing. Yeah, so we are planning already into going to the jungle on December. We can move the things, with more clarity. I actually had a lot of things to pay. I have to pay a surgery for my dog, and there's these things that I have like to attend, and so this is going to help me. But I also don't want to use it for that. I thought that my project aims for me to get the infrastructure that I need to not get, like feeling like all these infrastructure issues. But I want to push forward and see if I can work my way and try to use these donations that I get for the music to actually record and invest it as a way to do better quality video. At the same time, I'm still finding the calibration with keeping my flesh being alive. So yeah, thank you for being part of the journey. Everybody else say that I was crazy, and I ended up learning English and connecting with a great bunch of people online. I feel really blessed for that stubborn uh, idea of that music can have a path.
Yeah, it just really proves that you're crazy after all. All right, we're good.
Yeah, dude,
I
amazing
thought
work,
Eden
and
was like this. Yeah.
it's it's so awesome to know that our little crew is able to help push um like exponentially more funds to these, and that's awesome that like the 4 or 5 projects between you and Co were in the top 10, and that you were able to be in second and the Watuha in fourth. Like that's us giving like little bits and then a little bit of effort to like spread the word, and all of a sudden, it's an extra $1,000 going to like truly needed things to help with building infrastructure over at Watuha University, and then also like for yourself to be able to get out of kind of like that the emergencies that like a dog surgery and like 1 or 2 things happen, and it's like all of a sudden you're underwater, to be able to like be a little bit
Yeah,
more comfortable, and yeah, invest in whether that's into something where you're able to stream video and add some short content of you playing in the streets or in the mountain or wherever that is into your repertoire, or something needed for studio time or whatever that is. But yeah, it's awesome to see a little bit of practical help coming out of that to keep moving forward.
totally. Guys, I don't know if you have been engaged with Octant, but we have the chance to use our allocation to support projects, and looks like they have $100,000 to share
Whoa.
in a dynamic for those who participate. I'm going to share also that information link so you can check it out. Let's not sleep on this because it's 100,000 freaking bucks, and you already have the allocation to participate. So yeah, what? Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, my my movement, and I end my turn.
Frankie knew.
Well,
Actually,
that's
I'm going
some
to
great
check
alpha
to
right
see.
there.
Yes, $1,100, and you what basically are going to do is to donate to projects on these rounds, and the donation that you are going to make is with this stake. It's like your donation is basically the distribution of a pool and not your donation itself. Did I explain it myself right?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Um, I think so. I was just gonna hit because I saw the like welcome to the Epic sign in, but then I saw there's more of that like protocol build out. So I was just actually hitting that link to see where it says introducing a swanky new experience.
Yeah, yeah. So we have one project that we are supporting through Hand Protocol here, but I actually know them before. Like, this is a project from Lumina Ambitions, which is a refi user, and she's pushing forward this project, um, which is basically rewarding people for doing impact. It's a
Nice.
tiny project at the moment, but I think the vision is great. I have been able to chat with her a couple of times, and it's a project that I know of. I don't know if you know about more projects on the round, um, but I know about them, and maybe let me check it out.
So
There's
last time was
praise.
public goods, though. What is it? What are they looking for this time?
I don't know what they are looking for this time. Maybe it's
Yeah,
public goods again.
it doesn't say anywhere though.
But you know that you know what Metagame was getting funds here for a lot of time. They were able to get 8 Ethereum per round and shit. So do a project and put it there. because in the context of what a public good is, Token Smart can be there. Are you listening, Trislit? Yeah, I think that we should make a project about for Token Smart, like to get some funding to make some good graphics and stuff, and yeah, to have some funding so we can onboard people. I think we can do great onboard dynamics if we have access to a fund to do cool stuff.
Do y'all still have your GLM locked?
Yes, I have it. I will not unlock it never because it was
Yeah,
like a gift. So I see it as another type
exactly.
of capital. I see it as yeah, I see it as capital that it's not money to me. It's something that somebody. It's like an NFT that I'm going to hold. It's
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, we were given a membership is
Yeah.
essentially the way I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever got mine. I'm trying to remember if I got mine locked
Now,
or not.
if you go in there, attach your wallet, see if you got some what your current GLM lock is. It's on the top left corner. Once you
Oh,
get
I think I need to still lock mine. I thought.
projects. Man, there's a Green Pill Dev Guild. There's 25 donors and they've got 13.8 ETH. It's just ridiculous.
Because you can give a lot. You can give a lot. So we can
Yeah.
give a lot. I think that
In
we
Octane,
we
yeah.
together we together can bring to life a project. I think basically how
Nice.
Octane works is that they have 1,100 Ethereum and they are staking it, and the rewards of those nodes they are giving it on that platform. And basically what we do is the distribution through participation, and for them it's basically a test into how this technology can work for distribute things that people wants to see funded. And in the last 5 8 rounds it have been like socially attacked, because basically, and maybe it's not the best term, what we can say is that it was so new that the same projects always won. That's why they decided to give us a stake to us as a pilot, and they are actually running a couple of activities, and we want to book them for a Token Smart show actually, so we can get some of you, if all of you, with a stake, so you can check it out. And of course you can like unstake it if you like want it, but it can be nice to hold it at least for a couple
Oh yeah, no, I'm not touching it. I just
epochs.
was checking to see if you guys still have it. So good. Yeah, it's interesting looking at some of these projects. This green pill is very interesting. In reality, only 0.02 something ETH was collected, donated, and they. I really don't understand exactly, but it looks like they're being allocated 12 ETH.
I'm donating for Ecosynthesis, Praise, Regions Unite, and I don't know about the other projects.
Oh yeah, are they
So
on the
I'm
front
going
page
to
list? Are they on the project
abstain.
list?
I'm I'm going to abstain because I don't know the others, and I'm going to donate it all.
Hey, I gotta go, unfortunately. So this has been a great night, as usual. Besties out there.
Nice. Yeah. I'm staking my GLM. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't do it before, and I'm sure this $5 gas is more than I would have paid like a couple months ago, plus gotten the bennies. I think maybe that was like right around when my Twitter went down or something. And I was just flailing. But yeah, I'm locking this up so that going forward I can have more power. Awesome to get a little tunage from you, felons, and glad the everything's going good, and maybe see you around the interwebs this week,
Absolutely.
and if not, see you back here next Monday.
I'm going to be starting up a Let's Talk music or blockchain music rights
All right.
thing. And so I was talking to Mr. Lit about it. and so that and a few other things, figuring out where to do it. But yeah, I'm excited to. That's an extension of the project that I'm involved with through this ragtag organization that Tim invited me into, and so I've taken on product management, product lead on I guess it's the central product that will tie the ecosystem together, which is really wild. And we'll be talking more
Wow.
about that over the next few months. So really excited to make that happen. So
Yeah,
thank
well,
you,
just
sir.
let us know where and when.
You bet.
Very
It's coming
cool.
along. The more we have our our story straight and our facts facts on. So yeah, no, it's good. We have such amazing people involved and such big brains, but more than anything else, very innovative people that are really looking at things in the spirit of Web3 that we know here. So happy to bring them in, and they'll
Love it.
be totally stoked. I hope to join our community as we join theirs. So adios, my friends. Have a great night.
Woo.
Peace, love,
See
and
ya, see ya.
whipsy.
Happy to
Living Ripsy.
peace, love, and whipsy.
Hot all
I think I'm
right.
I'm going to share a last song. I'm going
Good
to
night.
share a last song, and that's it on my side too. To leave the place. I just gave my allocations on Offband, and looks like I impact 2 Ethereum into these 3 projects. So,
Wow.
and I had only
Yeah.
and I had a $200 stake. With a $200 stake, I was able to split 2 Ethereum between 3 projects.
That's incredible. And
That is
if multiple of us have that much clout, now that I'm staking, I'll be getting more clout. Then yeah, why don't we have Token Smart up on the Octon boards and be like, we're doing and have been doing some pretty awesome, public good service, edutainment,
yes,
security, all of it forever. So, getting some either
forever.
future pay, either some future pay or some back
Yeah.
pay or some of both, would make such a difference for everybody that, the hosts here for Trizlet being able to develop more, to have like a little bit of inflow for that. It would be really cool. So yeah, let's continue this conversation. As we generally do, and I would love to have you play us out.
Beautiful, down to play, and let's talk more about those ideas. I think we can do snippets of the videos we already have. Like, we can get fun for us to take some time into that, and like, grow the content and grow the education. I think we have a lot of content that we can start working on if we get like funding to start doing that, like, dimension of the production chain that we are allowed to do, because we have the prime matter, we have the content from like years, and there's a lot of things that maybe we can edit and have as snippets or something, and yeah, get some for Tristy to develop, or to co-work with somebody. I don't know. Sounds All of that sounds great. Let me do some uh, music to finish the day. I'm tired. I did a lot of stuff, but I didn't feel as tired as, like, right now I'm realizing. Um, well, let's shake that tiredness. Let's do some music. los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe, se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe, se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Tenemos las semillas, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que las disponga a germinar, semilla para el despertar, que tenemos la semilla, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar. We are the farmers of our winter's land, sending the fire of love. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad, el invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta de la vida y el calor. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad, el invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta de la magia y el amor. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta del cacao y el sabor. Cierra el círculo y disfruta de la orquesta del chopito y la visión. Tenemos la semilla, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, semilla para el despertar, semilla para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión.
Woo, 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 woo. Total the vibes, peace,
I
love,
had-
and whipsy.
Peace, love, and whipsy, guys. I had some saturation, or it was good. I'm not sure. Didn't have too much monitor.
Oh, it sounded good to me.
Okay, okay. Good to know. Well, guys, thank you for another Monday. Feeling blessed. Thank you for all the support. Looking forward. See you in the streets of the metaverse, and always down to share cool stuff.
Oh,
On
real quick before
online.
we go, I see Zal, and I think his hands up.
Oh,
What up? What
Sure
up? We
thing.
were
What's
just
up,
kind of
gang?
wrapping
How
up
we
because we've been
living? I
hanging.
thought I'd pop in at the end. See you guys are still in here. What's good, Jose? How we living?
wow, man. I don't know. I'm living. I'm living. How about you?
I'm
Doing my
vibing and
best.
thriving. We always living. With Binks is helping us out with our event. I'm very excited for Zaucella. It's gonna be a blast. So, just working and moving and grooving.
Beautiful rhythm. Yeah. Good to see
Love
you.
to
Thank you
hear
for
it.
the recap. We had
Yeah.
a nice day today, pretty casual. We chat about Rizzle Fest. I lose a part of that. I was unclogging shit in my literally around. But then we talk about crime and Ozone Cape, and yeah, at the end we share some alpha with Octane. So yeah, pretty great Monday. And crazy people. Yeah, we talk about crazy people.
It's we get around on the topics. They somehow meander together, but they could seem pretty random. Yeah, always stoked to have you jump over. Finally, getting back from Rizzlefest, which was also I had just jumped up from Costa to make it to there. I'm kind of back in schedule, but I did miss today's meet by probably like, I don't know, 15 minutes. I think I showed up at like 30 past. But hopefully see you there next Monday if everything is, copacetic, which hopefully it will be.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that'd be a blast. Would love to see you. I think I'm employing some cool things, utilizing HATS protocol and officially giving people some roles in different capacities, and then also giving some community member roles to claim. So I think it'll be really cool using that with Charmverse to, token gate some information and start building this like community hive mind.
Super cool. Yeah, stoked. Yeah, I'll definitely be there next week. And yeah, thanks for hopping by. I know we've been going for a couple hours, so I think we're pretty much winding
No
down.
worries, no worries.
Always-
Appreciate you
always
guys.
cool to see
We'll
you pop
chat
over and
soon.
hop up. Word. All
Chat
right.
in.
I think
See you
that's
soon.
pretty much it for tonight, folks. Peace, love, and whipsy. Hold the vibe.
Yeah.
Stay
Hold the
safe out
vibe.
in the metaverse
Diwa,
streets.
diwa. See ya.
Adiwa.
Yeah, happy.
See ya.
Happy week, everybody. Woohoo.
Peace.
Yeah, see ya.